Okay, well, I finally finished your report. I got a lot of stuff here, and I added a lot of stuff to it too that I normally do to try to help you out. First of all, watch the video that I have, the first video that tells you what to do with the information when you get one of these sources and how to follow up on it. And then there's two parts, two main parts of this video. The one I'm doing now, and then I'll stop and I'll go up and change my coat, and you watch the other part. And the second part is all about what's going on in the shared economy and the internet stuff, the crowdfunding, how to use that for your business, how to use peer-to-peer lending and not just regular kind of bank lending and stuff like that. So all these kinds of things. This first video is really the state and local, the nonprofit organizations and federal programs, that are available for you. And then I also added some other stuff that we're going to cover. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, first of all, we're going to cover local programs. Okay, this is what in your community. So this is the county, the city, local nonprofit organizations there, and you'll see. But what I first have is 3 videos that show you how your local government wants you to start a business, and all the governments do, because see, all the jobs are coming from small businesses like you starting or growing. You hire somebody. Actually, I was looking for data in California and said if every micro entrepreneur like you only have one person in your business, so you're micro. If every person who has a business like you hired one employee, unemployment would disappear. That's how powerful you are, right? As a micro entrepreneur, the big guys are shrinking, right? They're letting jobs go, and we'll cover that data a little bit later. But see, those 3 videos are really people, local officials and government officials, showing you why they spend so much money trying to get small businesses to start or expand. Okay, here now, right there in your town, they have a co-working space and a mentorship program. That sort of sounds interesting. And see, what's interesting to me, it's a week for free. I think they charge like $200 a month or something like that. And you get mentorship, you get financial consulting help and all this kind of stuff, and a place to hang your hat and pick each other's brains. But I think for you selling insurance, these are the probably kind of people who are in this co-working space probably need your insurance. Yeah. So not only could you get mentoring for starting your business and looking for other sorts of capital that I probably even missed, you get access to people who may be customers, and that's sort of interesting. And you'll see it's a place to find out maybe this is a place for you, because it's all people who, it's networking kind of stuff. And these are entrepreneurs, people doing things, and the people, starting out their lives or careers that are I would think, more interested in the kind of insurance you have than old farts like me. Okay, here's another program. $250 to $50,000 in startup money. This is fresh out of the box. And this is from a nonprofit organization. Now, it says Women's Economic Ventures, but it's for guys too, okay? They can't discriminate in this country, right? That's against the law. So the money is for either. And it's for micro entrepreneurs, somebody like you just starting out. Here's another micro loan for self-employed. That's what you are. $1,000, that's available, from the Tri-Counties Regional Center. I don't know, maybe you've heard of these, maybe you didn't. Here's $500 to $25,000 for native Californian entrepreneurs. If you're a native Californian, that's for you. Or up to $2.5 million for working capital. Working capital, usually these big companies that give you out money or organizations, they want you to buy stuff, so you have collateral. But no, it's for working capital. That means money you can spend on anything you want. Or $5,000 to $50,000 for micro businesses to use for startup or expansive. Okay, here's one. 0% interest. Zero. Absolutely nada. Interest, buddy. Now, is a bank ever going to give you that? No. And that's why I see all these organizations I'm showing you are either government or nonprofit organizations. They don't work for Wall Street. They don't have investors that all they want is as much money as possible. No, they want you to grow and they want the community to be better. That's why they give out money at 0% interest. And look at this. And no credit score required. You don't even check your credit rating. They don't care. It's based on you. Where else are you going to get something like that? Okay, non-bank low interest loan, $1,500 for entrepreneurs. Right. Now, this is out there too. People don't know. Nonprofit offers startup money for growth. Here's $5,000 to $1.5 million. That's another nonprofit. Now, this is interesting for people, if you're a vet or if someone in your family is a vet. This organization is a nonprofit organization that helps people get money from the government and other sources. So if you're a vet, they help you for free. They're getting grant money to be your consultant to find and get money. And what's neat about it, look at that video I have with that. And I'll show you that they get 100% more money for you than anybody else. Wow. 100%. They're free. So you have these consultants charging you tens of thousands of dollars when these guys do it for free and double the money they could get. Now, this is an organization, too, another free consulting that you should keep in your pocket. If you don't want it now, you will someday. They help you with free consulting on anything, any problem you have with your business, a marketing problem, a capital access problem, an accounting, an international trade, anything you have, free tax services, or you want to know more money about business plans or business loans and you don't know how to fill out the paperwork, they'll help you all that stuff for free. Legal help for free, that's right. Call an attorney or something, you go Google that, and that's going to cost you, a couple $100 an hour from that. These are development centers to help small businesses. That's why you'll see in those videos earlier why they open up office for these, but they don't advertise, so you won't see them anywhere in Google. They're just hard to find. I mean, you'll get millions and millions of websites, when you ask for help in Google, and these won't pop up. And remember, I mean, now in business loans for small business, now if you're on parole or probation, you're eligible. Before, they wouldn't touch you, man. Just like the banks, they don't touch people with records like that. Well, now they have to in the government, and that's up to $50,000. Now, here's another interesting thing. If you're a woman entrepreneur, they consider you disadvantaged with $750,000 in the bank. So you're almost a millionaire, and according to the government, you're disadvantaged. So they give you a break on getting your contracts. Okay, 5 small business low interest loan programs from a nonprofit. That's 5 businesses right there, 5 places for you to apply for money. Rebates if you buy certain equipment from PG&E out there. That's interesting. Now here's a grant program, $8,000 for you to train in something. So if you need a certificate to help your job better, you want to send your first employee out to learn customer service or whatever, there's training grant money. And that's at your state level. And they show you that here. And also, you could get videos there of government officials who hand out that money. So you see that this is real stuff. I don't make this up. This is real stuff. I interview these people to show people, hey, these bureaucrats give out the money. Okay, here's free money to live on when you start your business. Right. Now, this is the unemployment money. People think, oh, you have to go and keep looking for a job. No, they want you to use it to live on while you start your business. So see if you're eligible for that. And Starbucks even gives you money for a business. That's right. Have a latte and get a business loan. Yeah. But actually what they do is they run it through community banks. Now, these are, not for-profit banks. So that's right. There are different kind of motives in these banks. And that's why you have to find ones in there where you are, and I show you where to find that, and you get some of that money. Okay, and don't forget your library. So many people, forget that. Man, we live in an information society, and people think because they know how to use Google, they know how to get any information. You don't. And Google solves some problems, but creates just as many problems as it solves. You really need people. People have done that before and know where this stuff is, and your librarian will do that for you for free. You could call, write, email, and they've had that question. You're looking for money for doing something or whatever, they could suggest people because they get feedback. They help people like this all the time. It's like you calling me, I'm charging you. The librarian will not charge you. And the other thing about the library, they have databases you can't get anywhere else. Like if you're looking for grant money, one of the biggest sources for grant money is not the government. Government's bigger. But real grant money, which goes like to nonprofits, is from foundations. And that's in databases that cost a lot of money to really use. And they're at the library. So there's two big main databases. One of about 10,000 foundations that give out money to individuals for various reasons. And then the other one that give it to nonprofits. And that's about 140,000, I'm sorry, organizations. And what's interesting about these 140,000, 90% of them don't even have a website. That's right. That's why you need the database. And so your library has that database, or tell you where locally you can use it for free, so you don't have to spend they charge like $1,500 to use this thing, if you buy your own subscription. So you don't want to do that. And you go to the library and find out about it. And your library actually, depending on the library, will help you set up businesses on the internet and all this kind of stuff. So they're very helpful people if you learn how to use them. And that's the key. And here's another database I bet you didn't know about. It's called 211. Everything in that database is free. When you go and use Google and you're looking for help, well, 99, 44, 100% of the stuff you find in Google is going to be people charging you money. That's why it's such a problem, whatever. But this is a database of only nonprofit organizations and government agencies that give out money and help for free. So you could put in stuff there. You can't pay your utility bill. You can't, you need legal help for something or whatever, and find people who will give it to you for free. You call them on the phone too. See, the problem with databases, you have to know what to ask for. Like asking for a grant, that's not right. Because 80% of all the free money the government gives out is not called grants, but the average person doesn't know that. So you're going to, put in grants and you'll miss 80% of what you're looking for. That's why it's important to use people. That's why librarians are important. The people that call on 211 is important. And don't just rely. You think I got everything. I looked at Google and I spent 10 hours going through that stuff and found nothing. That's because you didn't ask the right question. See the suit here? That's what the suit is all about. Asking the right question. You see, if you put in debt problems in here, you get 140 million websites. 140 million. What are you going to do with 140 million? I don't know. Nobody else does either. That's right. Man, you go to the 211 and put like utility payments. There's four places right in your small town. You're literally a pretty small town, that offer help with utility payments. And see the issues they cover there: housing issues, food issues, transportation, healthcare, mental wellness, seniors, education, finance and employment, legal assistance, substance abuse, all that kind of stuff. And just under legal alone, look at the subcategories: court records, divorce, general legal aid, child custody, child support, foster care, legal services. All those things are free. You go online, you're going to pay somebody. Okay, California and federal programs. Okay, there's small business loan guaranteed by the state of California. Capital access programs. That's where the government gives money to the banks, and they have to lend it to small businesses, even if you have bad credit ratings. See, state industrial development bonds, that's for larger projects. $2.5 million to expand your, but here's $1,000 plus to $25,000 microloans. That's part of it. Or here, you want to sell overseas, $5,000. You're looking for customers overseas. Get on a plane. I got videos here of do that, right? And film up to $15 million of money if you're a filmmaker. I don't think you are, but $9,000 tax credit if you hire certain employees. So remember that. And then other things of it. You're in the farming business. I don't think you are, but there's a whole bunch of programs here for land, and that's really a growth area. Getting young people into land, getting money to buy land, stuff like that. Grants from $150,000 to $1 million to create new ideas for 12 different government agencies. That's what they set aside this grant money for: small businesses looking for new ideas. Or here's just one: $750,000 small businesses to get government contracts. That's available. Grants from $150 million. What was that? $150 million. Whoop, I lost it again. Money for veterans to become farmers. What was that? $750,000 get contracts. You're eligible for free experts. Oh, that's just cool. You get up they'll show you how to make $1 million with your business. They come out and evaluate your business for half a day for free. That's right. These are experts, get paid high money to do it, but because they will get government money, they also do a half a day for free. Private investors who get SBA grants to invest in small businesses. So if you have a small business, you find these people because they're investing with somebody else's money, so they don't care that much. It's easier for them to take a risk. Now, also, okay, we're going to stop here because the other video will cover the rest of this. Now, let me go back to the end because I put something different at the end of this for you. The stuff in the middle is on the next video that I have. And here I had some marketing ideas. I was sort of brainstorming if I was selling insurance, where the heck would I go, or how would I find clients? Because see, I think with you, you see a lot of this money that's available is loans, so you don't want to do that as much unless you really have to and you know you're going to make money on it. But in a business like you would rather business, I would think. Get a contract, you get more clients, you're going to make more money, and that's what you're in business for. If you spend all your resources trying to get a grant or something, that's only going to be one time or whatever. So how do you get business? Now, in the second part, you're going to find out how to get a contract, and there may be ways. I would contact them to figure out, when I cover the contracting section in the second video, how to go to the government to see how you could get on military bases or something like that to sell your products, and because the government employees must be buying this stuff somewhere, and you want to get in that system. And the way to do that is by learning how to sell to the government. And there's offices that I put in that second video that tell you how to do that. So what you want to do when you get to that point is contact those offices, say, hey, I want to sell these services to the government. So you sit down with an independent consultant who knows all this stuff and help you discover where the best offices are to sell your services to the government. Okay, now aside from that, how do you find clients? I was thinking of other new ways, and if these don't make sense, I understand, because I don't know your business well enough to really judge that. But they're just ideas that came up to me. Okay, I would think people are going to buy a new home would want thinking about insurance, because that's what you do. You have insurance that pays people, right? Mortgage if they're not there. Okay, there are 300 groups of in your area, meetups they call, and there's a whole bunch there for buying your first home. So that's right. These groups are free to join. So if you have a real estate group or whatever, look at some of the items I found, under the meetup. You go to meetup.com and look around there. You have new moms. There's meetup groups for new moms. Meetup group for home buyers. See, home buyer seminars. Santa Clara, you may have to go a little out of the way, so even if it takes you an hour drive, if you get some customers in your business, dads, new dads, they're worried about this kind of stuff. So that may be a way. These meetups, look at these meetup groups. Make sure, find the ones locally, see what that's like. And what it's going to cost you, maybe 10, 15 bucks for a lousy pizza dinner or something. But you're going to have contacts of people who are in that stage of life that you determine, is ripe for buying insurance. You don't want an old person like me. You want somebody starting out with life, maybe starting out with a family, starting out with a new home, or whatever. Also, what occurred to me is housing counseling agencies. These are the people that counsel people when they're buying their first home. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of them, in Southern California, and there may be a way to deal with them. So if you offer them something, or you come in and speak to their organizations, not as a salesman, but as an education. That's the important thing. You want to educate people, not sell them, and let the selling, do by itself, because nobody likes a salesman, but they like to be educated. And so you're in the business, and so you're the kind of person that makes sense to educate. And there's a listing there of all the housing counseling agencies, in California. So that may be something. Remember, they're counseling people on how to buy a house, and get insurance for the house, but not insurance for them, right? Okay, now here's another interesting thing I thought may be helpful for you is the state data center. The state data center, I mean, marketing, selling is all data run, right? So you want to know the zip codes, you want to know where the people are that fit your category. The government spends more on data than anybody else. So, a couple $1 billion on the census every 10 years. And that's all public information. Why go to a marketing firm, to try to buy this kind of stuff where it's all available for free or next to nothing from the horse's mouth, the government. And the government has special offices to help you understand it, to help you, take advantage of it or whatever. And there it is in the Santa Barbara area, the office that is there set up to help you get government data. So just think if you knew the zip codes that have more new babies than anywhere else, or something like that. I don't know. You know what kind of people it makes sense for you, and so you go to those zip codes, right? Or go to the pool parties in those zip codes, or whatever it takes to be there. Maybe you know all this already, and it's stupid. Okay. Also, I don't know if you realize you could give a free seminar at local libraries. Now, if it's for non-commercial use, they won't charge you. In the Santa Barbara libraries, they'll charge you if it's a commercial use. But that's why if you frame it in a way that you're just educating people. Sure, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I go out and I try to educate people about free money, where to get it themselves. And if you're lazy, I'll get it for you. But otherwise, it's showing people, it's educating people. So you could do that. Also here, I thought of something is that if you start, it's easy to start a website. In the second half of the video, I show you how to start a website for nothing. I show you how to market it, all this kind of stuff. But you may want to start one that, instead of, nobody wants to talk insurance maybe, but if you started it on something else, I mean, what comes to my mind, because this is my business, if you started it on 25 money programs to help you buy a house in Santa Barbara County, and I'll show you where that stuff is, or 25 programs to how to support your family in Santa Barbara County. Yeah, and actually, I have that already here. That's the next thing here. Here are 25 services in California that could help you grow any family. You take this thing and put it on your website. Just give me a credit on the bottom. And then people have it there, and they're coming to your website because they need help. They're worried about paying their bills or whatever it is, like you are, and they may be interested in insurance so they don't get trapped with their mortgage and not being able to pay back. Now I have a video, an introduction video here on that too, that explain these 25 programs. And see, if you go through there, you see all the programs and the links and everything you need to do that. You could share that with other people. It's fine. There's 25 of the best ones. And then I have 25 videos. So see, you can put my videos on your website, and more power to you. Maybe it'll help people get that. Okay. So that's maybe interesting. Now here, so and that 25 really is for you, because you were talking about how to live on, because see, there's for all kinds of incomes. It doesn't matter what income you are. Some have income requirements, but even those that have income requirements, the income goes up to like $40,000 or $50,000. So it's not destitute, kind of people. Now what I have here too is how to use what's on the internet to make extra money. Now, this is very important, I think, because there's so many ways to make extra money. Like my wife and I make extra money because we have an extra apartment, that it's making money. We're like big fat capitalists because we have an extra apartment and somebody's using it and gives us money because there's a platform for that called Airbnb. Now look how people are making money on these platforms that are out there now. And it's not only money, it's not only, people, Airbnb is because the guy who started it started with an air mattress in his living room. So he made money that way. So you have an extra room, you have an extra anything. People are making money. I was reading a story about a guy in his dorm, renting out his bed, the extra bunk bed in his dorm, and making money on it. A guy in California, the backyard, he put up a tent and people are using that, and they let him use the bathroom. It's crazy. But this is going on. This is the new business, only a few years old. Like Airbnb is already worth like over $25 billion. But see these new businesses, $25 billion. I mean, that's worth like 2.5 Hyatt hotel businesses. But they only have 2,000 or 3,000 employees. Hyatt Hotel has 80,000. See, so they're not creating jobs, but they're creating income. Say people who use Airbnb, there's 1 million people making money off of Airbnb because they have that extra room. That's right. The same way with Uber. You have a decent car, even if you don't have a decent car, they'll get you a car, that's decent because they know you make so much money on it. You'll be able to pay for the car and you'll be able to make extra money too. And that's what I have here. I show you how to do those things because these new platforms you don't need credentials, you don't need degrees, you don't need resumes, you don't have any boss, you have less stress, you have no schedule, you work when you want, you're guaranteed to get paid because everybody is vetted by the platform anytime. They give you insurance, they insure the other guy, everything is taken care of. So it's not like you being an entrepreneur as an independent salesman, all the stuff you have to worry about. No, the platform take care of all that. So that's why there's dozens and dozens of ways to do that. And look at this graph, how it's creating jobs. Since the recession, that's where this graph starts, back in 2007. Okay, the jobs that were lost are still lost. We're not back. Some of them came back, but we're still not back to what it was in 2007. Those jobs are disappearing. Look what's growing. These, what they call gig economy jobs. These are 1099 jobs. You work when you want. You're working an hour a day, 10 hours a day, 100 hours a day, whatever you want. And you don't have to make an excuse when you don't want to work. Like your grandmother died for the 30th time or whatever. You could deliver for Amazon. That's a link. I got it. I tried to see what it's like. And here you make up to $18 to $25 an hour. You're not going to make a fortune, but it beats normal kind of job, but the flexibility, that's what it means. So it's extra income. You need extra money for Christmas time or whatever. Now look at all the jobs. I have 46 websites like that. Whether it's, look at TaskRabbit, look at GigWalk, Handy. You're a handy person, you want to do. Look at Upwork, Guru.com. These are part-time jobs or full-time or one-time jobs. And these are one-of-a-kind jobs. You like to even be a bellhop. They have that for a day, and it's amazing. You like dogs. You can have 2 dogs in your apartment even, and people are making $30,000-$40,000 like that a year extra doing that. So that's, it's sort of like capitalism. How fat cats have money and they make their money or make money for them. So the assets you have, whether it's an empty room, a bicycle you're not using, people make a couple $100 a month out of a bicycle. Here, if you have a boat you're not using, a car you're not using, and stuff in your closet you're not using anymore. Store stuff for other people. Look at these storage business. So you got an empty room there, you charge somebody a couple $100 a month and they store their junk there. They're downstairs or whatever. What the heck? That's capitalism. Now here's an interesting website that keeps track of a lot of this better than I do it, called peers.org. And what they're trying to do is, because so many people are making full-time jobs doing this, that they're trying to be a place that they get health insurance and retirement plans and stuff like this. But they review these places. So you could look. Airbnb, like people making an average of $1,700 a month doing that. Here, HomeAway, $5,000 a month, $600 a month. Look at this, DoorDash, Spinlister. That's the bicycle place, $80 a month because of an extra bicycle they're not using. Man, that's $80 a month. That's cool. Postmates, you want to deliver on your bicycle. You want to be a delivery person. But see, it's flexible. It's not, you got to be there 5 to 9 at night every day. No, you just decide to go or you don't as the mood hits you. You have people over to your house for dinner and get paid. So it's fun too. You like cooking. You like people from out of town. That's how people are making money. And that's why, look at all these things. Look what they're making, $300 a month, $42 an hour, $75 an hour. You're educated. You like sports. You could be a coach. you know, and make money online coaching young athletes trying to do something, or high school kids trying to get better. Yeah, all this kind of stuff. So that's what's happening and changing our economy. And I got some videos here to see more. How to get in a t-shirt business with just a picture. Find a picture you think is cool, you put it on this website. If they like it and they get enough people, they say it's cool, they make it and produce it and give you a piece of it. All that stuff. You can send things overseas anywhere in the world for free. You know, you have some land, extra land, people come and camp on it, and you make money doing that. I mean, it's amazing. You have an iPhone, people want like you to take a picture of something for some business, wants to see what their shoes look like in the store, you know, and they give you $50 for that. You know, so there's all different ways of making money, and that's what these videos are here for, to show you that it's a whole new world out there. And that's another way of keeping your body and soul together while you're trying to start that business. Maybe you're an artist, or maybe you're going back to school, or maybe you just got a shitty job and not making enough and you got to make ends meet. Well, this has been a long bit. So, okay, so you digest this, and then there's another part of the video, another video. When you're ready, you can watch that. Okay, well, this is part two of getting money to help us start or expand any kind of business. And in part one, we covered local government programs, nonprofit organizations, and state government programs, and there's a bunch there. But here, I think we're going to cover some federal programs and also now the internet stuff, which I think is the big opportunity, for everybody nowadays. And I think it's probably going to grow more. It's more exciting. It's easier, faster, and everything. But let me tell you about what's going on in the rural areas. If you like small towns, man, the government's trying to start businesses in small towns. So that's from the Department of Agriculture. And they have a whole bunch of grant programs and help to do that. So I give you local office there, who to contact, even if you're in Bronx now, but you can move out, right? And start your business, in a smaller town in the area. So there's the information and all of them. There's grants, loans, loan guarantees, and everything there. And here, the next one is how to get an SBA loan. So many people, if you Google this, there are all these people who sell you stuff, and I did a video on this, and I did an interview of a person who gives out the loan, a person who got the loan. Watch those two videos, and you'll see that you don't need anybody. You don't have to hire anybody to do that. The first thing, because it's all about going to the right banks that know your business. So if the bank doesn't know your business, they don't know what the hell is going on. They think it's a risk, and you'll go by. So that wastes time. But see, if you go to the right offices, that first video will show you how to find the banks that really know your business and could relate to you, and that's how you get these loans done. And then there's a bank officer, and she tells you the story about all the myths about getting government contracts. And you don't have to hire some high-priced consultant to do this. Okay, that's the one thing I'm trying to get through. Okay, government contracts. Now this is something people don't realize. Man, the government gives out more in contracts than they do in grants or loans or anything else to businesses. And this is why 90%, 99% probably of all the big companies in the country get contracts. And not only contract, you could get jobs, really freelance jobs from the government this way. You could get grants from the government this way. You could get sell things to the government. That's what a contract is. You could be a freelancer. You could be a nonprofit. You could be a business. You could be just on your kitchen table like I am here and do, IT work, develop websites or edit paper documents for them or draw things for them, be a freelance cartoonist, on your kitchen table. I mean, my sister frames stuff for the government, like all the little wars. I mean, she does $1 million out of her garage, somewhere in the middle of Virginia, and that's what I think is and see, when you learn this, it's forever. You learn how to get a grant, it's one time. You won't get another one probably. Well, maybe you will, but not likely. But you learn the contract system, it's over and over and over again. So you got meat for a long time. Okay, now there's also grant money that the government has to give you to learn how to get their contract money. Now, isn't that bizarre? They're giving you money to figure out how to get money from them. That's true. That's what it is. And there's, oh yeah, the laws are all complicated in the world. Who wants to understand them? You just want to use them. You're trying to get by. Yeah, like we all do. And that's what's important. Then they give grants to experts in government contracting to help you for free. So there's people all over the country who are there sitting in offices, like the Maytag repairman, waiting to help you. You don't even know who the Maytag repairman is. I'm so old. It's an ad from 50 years ago probably. But I show you how to find that office locally. I've got videos here of people who are these people experts. I got videos here of people who just give contracts to small businesses, and that's his job. And I'll tell you, you don't need anybody, and you could get certified as a small business, as a woman, as a veteran, or whatever, without hiring any, expert and charging any money. And all three of these videos tell you all about that and how to do it. I give you the contact in your area, where to go, make an appointment, sign up, and see how they can help you. Okay, now here's another thing that's happening now: incubators, accelerators, and meetups. I mean, it's all because of the internet, that this is going on now. And incubators and accelerators, I mean, all these words are changed and nobody knows the pure definition, but they're people who help new businesses. So an incubator, an accelerator, usually incubators don't give you money. Accelerators are the same as incubators, but they'll give you money too. Well, that's not true all the time either, but basically, so they call themselves that. Shared office spaces they give you office space, they give you consulting help, they give you experts to hang around, to help you with any phase of this, what's going on, and they offer money. That's why a lot of them will give you like 50 grand to start, things like this. And so I have an article here you should check into. These are all the big ones in your area. And it costs nothing. It costs something to get the money, and they'll probably interview you to see if the kind of business that they're interested in helping. That's what that's about. And then I have videos. Now here's a video of an accelerator that's from France. They'll give you $100,000 if you have a new business idea about food. They'll fly you to France and they help grow your business in their incubator in France and give you 100 grand to start with too. Wow, that's not neat. Here's another one. This young guy, he had zero money. He found a business incubator. They gave him $25,000 and all the free help he needed to start his business. Here's another guy. He was working full time, did this part time. He got $25,000 from a local government accelerator, in Baltimore, and was able to start his new business that way on the side while he still had his regular boring job. Okay, meetups. Now meetups I think are very important now because see, whatever, I mean, you're thinking about a business, you have a new idea for it, but you haven't been there before. So to talk to somebody who's been there, to get any kind of expertise, you want to get it free, and this is a way. If you want to invest in real estate, you could go to real estate meetups. And so you have people been doing this for years, are all gathering around having drinks for dinner, and all it costs you is $20 for a lousy meal or something like that. And you're invited. See, that's what's neat about it. Before you had to go to a country club or something, or hire a consultant at thousands of dollars. But no, that's what's needed. So go to that meetup link and you'll see, you put in, what are you looking for? Like careers in business is the most likely one. You put in Bronx or wherever you are, and you're looking for meetup groups within 5 miles, 10 miles, 50 miles. And you'll get dozens, hundreds maybe on that. Okay, now here I also give a list of about 8 small business grants that are around all over. And most of these to me, I think are shams, because there's some big company like FedEx that's giving out $25,000. $25,000 to FedEx is pocket money for one of the executives. It's nothing, but they get $1 million of publicity, that they're doing this, so they can attract small businesses to use FedEx, right? So you think, oh, FedEx are good, stuff like that. So I think that's why most of these people do this, is they get a hell of a lot more out of publicity than they do in the money. Or in how much they're giving out in money. So they should take all that, the other money they're spending on publicity, give that to people if they're really concerned. Okay, now here's the pièce de résistance about what's going on the internet is crowdfunding. I mean, look at the data here. What's going on crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is a place, if you don't know, it's where you put your idea out there. You don't even have to have it made yet, nothing. People say, hey, that's a good idea. I'll give you money to do it. It's incredible. It's like you go into Macy's and say, Macy's says, oh, we don't have this sweater yet, but it's going to be orange and it's going to be really nice, and just give me $100 now and come back next year and you'll get it. People are doing that on crowdfunding. Look here, in 2013, it was $6 billion worth of this going on. Then it went up to $16 billion. Last year was already $34 billion. It's growing exponentially. Why is this cool? Because number one, it's free. It costs nothing to do. There are no income requirements. There's no credit check. You keep the money forever. There's no complicated forms or lawyers or accountants or whatever. You just have to describe what you're doing. It's fast. It takes 30 to 60 days and you get the money. You don't have to put up with fat cat gatekeepers. You go to venture capitalists or like even publishers in New York. If you write about a book and they say, oh, nobody's going to buy that. They don't know. They're guessing. And fat cats really don't know. All they got is money. Not that smart. You've worked for enough to know that. But they keep the dough. So here, the people tell you, and the people are the ones who are going to use it. So that's a better judge if this is successful or not than some fat cat gatekeeper. So you're more guaranteed the ultimate success. So if it costs nothing, you can go back. It's better, faster way to prove if your idea is great or not. So if nobody's interested, then give you money, then it's not an interesting idea, right? And you go back to the drawing boards and think of something else. And that's what life is about nowadays. Life is about getting out there and failing. I mean, we're all scientists in the lab trying to experiment something. Hey, maybe this will work, maybe that will work. We're like crazy scientists trying to make something happen for us in life. We don't know what works, but we got to keep trying. Like Thomas Edison and his light bulb. He did 1,000 different ways. So that's what we have to do with life. I try 1,000 different things, but we can't spend money on them or we'll be broke after the 10th one. So this is a way to keep going. Plus it's a place, what's amazing to me, it's a place where you can get more money than you asked for. Imagine the bank doing that. Oh, I want $10,000. No, Lesko, you should get $100,000. Well, okay, I have a video here on trips. You want to run a crowdfunding campaign? Watch that video. Get interested in this again because it's going to be here for a long time. It's new, and see, when things are new, you don't need experience because nobody knows for sure. In 5 years, you need a PhD in this stuff to do it. Like that's when I talk computers back in the 70s. I was teaching a class at one college and taking the same class at another college, so I just keep my students a week behind. There was no other people to teach it. So I was the best they could get. So I had all these samples, and people quit their job. People make $1 million doing it. People start with nothing, and wind up with $90,000 in 30 days. A woman, a blogger, she decides to start a blog and gets $11,000, write a cookbook. Bartender gets $10,000. Here's the secrets asking for $23,000 and gets $556,000. Or here, just get travel expenses. This is a way to your business to get extra money to do stuff. You could go on a crowdfunding site, get extra money, say, hey, I want a new espresso machine for my coffee shop, and I go do a crowdfunding campaign. So you market your business. You're marketing your coffee shop by raising money, see? And if you do it in the community, man, that's you have a reason to let people know you're there because you're raising money to make your product better, and that's what's cool. So they could come in next time and say, yeah, see, I helped pay for that thing. And that's cool. And that's what's neat. So you see all these people here who did it for little things in a business, big things in a business. Somebody needs an office space. Somebody's starting a consulting business and they raise money that way. See, it's everything. And here what's interesting about crowdfunding is women are better at it than men. That's right. Women get twice as much money as men are getting because, see, when you go out and try to get money from like venture capital and things like that, it's mostly men giving out the money, right? And it's actually in venture capital, 90% of venture capitalists are men. So guess what? 90% of the money given out goes to men. It's actually 95. I slipped a tongue there. But either, so it's all going to men practically because it's all coming from men. Crowdfunding is different. Say almost half the people giving money in crowdfunding are women. So guess what? They're actually doing better because head on with the normal population segment, they do better, just like in everything. Aren't they better at school than we were? So now they're better at doing this. That's typical. We just think we're better. Okay, now here's another thing. Know about non-traditional loans. Kiva, that's a place. And Greming Bank, I have them up in the first set because you have a local office there. 0% interest. Where the hell are you going to get that? Now here's our crowdfunding loans. These other organizations are people that you're looking for a loan, and instead of go in the bank and they charge you 12% for the loan or whatever, these things, what happened, people invest in the website. They'll say you want $5,000 for your new espresso machine or whatever. So they give you $100, and they're getting like 3% interest on it. Now, if they could put that $100 in the bank, they'd only get 1% if they're lucky, right? But they're getting 3% here. And when you borrow from them, you pay only 7% or something instead of going to the bank, and you pay 11% or whatever. So everybody wins except Wall Street, right? Now, isn't that cool? So that's what I see. This has to grow, right? If so many more people, and we're getting rid of that fat in the middle. And also here, there's one. A lot of them see you don't need credit checks even. Here's one that gives out money to people as long as they have customers. They don't care what your financials are or anything, as long as you're customers, then they give you money. That's right. It's a whole new way of doing business, and the traditional experts and consultants and everything aren't used to it yet, so they're not going to know about it until it's over or until it's now so big it becomes bureaucratic again. Okay, crowdfunding with accredited investors. These are separate crowdfunding sites where if you're a fat cat, you're making $200,000 or more a year, you can invest in businesses. But you as a business can put your business on these sites, and investors say, hey, that's a good idea. I'll invest it. So maybe it's real estate business, maybe you got a hip new bar you want to do or whatever. Because there's so much fat cat money rolling around out there, they don't know what to do with it. So everybody people with money think they're brilliant, so that they think they can pick out the next Facebook or whatever, and they're looking for money to put there. Okay, here, angel investors. This is another interesting thing too. These are investors really at the startup, and they're also in a barrel. The internet put them all in a barrel. Now there's websites like angel.co, like for New York, there's 15,000 angel investors in New York. I mean, any city, there's 6,000, 7,000 that I've looked at here that you see they want to invest in small businesses in that city. Okay, so you got 6,000, 7,000 people, but you know where they are. You can contact them here, looking for investors. You have a film project. You have a disco you want to do, or a wine bar or something like that. Here's where to find these people. That's what's neat about it. And if you need help in packaging what you have, you go up the business development centers, and those other nonprofits will help you do all that for free. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and now here, money from your congressman. That's right. They will help you more than anybody, because they want you to succeed. So if you're starting a business, remember your elected official. I show you how to get a hold of your elected official. And I name them all here for you. And you just contact them. I have a video here that shows you why and how to use them. I've interviewed with people who worked in congressman and senator's office. I tell you why. Because this is how they get elected. See, like right now, Congress has like a approval rating of 2 above plant life. Actually, I heard today that people would rather have teeth extraction or head lice than their congressmen. I mean, those 2 things are better than Congress, they feel. But the why they stay in business, because they help somebody for free. And you call them up, you have problems with a government agency getting money, or just anything, paying a bill, anything, call them up and see. They want to help. Now here I put something from a senator's office. Look at it. She has this free grant guide. Look at, you're looking for a grant on any of these things, for small business, for, affordable housing, or anything, general grants, green energy and clear technology. I'm dying to, she's not in my district, but every congressman has those. So this is a form you fill out, you send it to them, and they send you the information or help you call the other one. Then here's they have caseworkers. See, and this is from the senator's office too, that describes how they do. If you have encountered a problem involving a federal government agency or federally submitted benefit that you are not able to successfully resolve, Senator staff will help assist you in the following area: unemployment issues, consumer affairs, immigrations, veterans, IRS issues, military issues, healthcare, Social Security, social services, all those. See, they could call someone in a backdoor office of that government office and get it solved in no time at all. You and I have to wait in the front doors because, see, they are the ones that give all the agencies money. You and I pay for it, but we don't decide who gets the money. It's Congress does. That's why every government office has a special office to help Congress, because that's who pays their bills. And they want to make them happy when it comes to budget time. And that's right. But see, you have power for the congressman, because your one vote will make sure they are in job. So if they get you that 50 grand for your business or whatever it is, you'll vote for that son of a gun no matter what they do.